definitely. I'm not particularly young, but definitely.
He's definitely older than you.
Yeah, we might be older than you are.
Vai.
Allora?
Yeah, we might be, right?
Cheers.
It wouldn't surprise me if we were older than him. At all.
Quello che volevo spiegargli un attimo, se riesce a dirglielo chi siamo, fargli capire che non siamo.
But it was close.
Yeah, well, we are there, like, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, we get around people and we think that they're,
Well, I try to believe I'm young, although sometimes it's difficult. Especially the latest 2 weeks, I've been fucking stuck in the back. I've got an hernia.
Oh yeah, I got
2 weeks, I've been walking like a fucking 18-year-old.
Yeah.
It's been pretty tough.
It sucks having something.
Okay, just for
I wish it
introduce
was that.
ourselves, we are In Your Eyes iyezine, with iyezine now only on web, but born in 1999. On paper was stamped, and it's so old, and it's
Aren't memories wonderful?
yeah. We were young. We are here for interviewing you, but I think that it will be not an interview for like what is your last record or stuff like that. I think that we will have a conversation for knowing each other and speak about the good times.
Right on.
But it's better to speak about a lot of things. You have a huge discography. It's not so easy to know what you're doing for the next 10 years, what you did for the past 10
It's
years.
impossible.
It's impossible. It's
Yeah,
impossible. We spoke with each other. What we will answer, but it's impossible to know.
That's why I typically don't like interviews.
Yeah. I think it's better to have a beer.
There was a
conversation.
time when I was young and I had stuff I wanted people to know about me. But now all that stuff is out there somewhere already.
No, but we know. We are a little bit old, and we know. I will translate, and I have something to know about something for you, but I'm the last one. So Simone and Luca will interview, and me and Fulvio will translate.
We will help communication. We will favor communication.
Excellent news.
Prego.
Vabbè, te la dico te in italiano.
Sì,
facciamo così almeno.
Allora, la prima cosa che mi viene in mente è dato che vabbè, a noi interessa, dato che siamo cresciuti con la cosa della sub pop, come si è entrati in contatto con la sub pop, che persone sono, perché comunque interessa a noi sapere che persone sono, e come era essere il vero gruppo rock and roll della sub pop, non un gruppo grunge, ma un gruppo rock and roll della sub pop.
Beginning from the beginning, we all grew up with sub pop stuff. We are 40s. Not so 40s. 50s. We're 40s. And I was the first touch with sub pop guys. How are now the sub pop guys, and how is to be a rock and roll band in the sub pop roster? How was and how is now?
Well, getting together with Sub Pop was a great thing for the band. It basically made the band, a viable commodity. So, we're always going to be grateful to Sub Pop, and it was so cool to move to Seattle, being a band in Tucson and moving to Seattle and just discovering this whole great scene there and getting to be a part of it in some small way. It was fucking great.
And how after 20 years, 20 more years of working with Sub Pop, I'm adding from this question. After a long time with these guys, you think that now, how is your relationship with them, and how is the way that you do record for them, tour for them? It's more a job or more a friendly thing now?
Well, we're not with Sub Pop anymore.
You're not Sub Pop anymore.
No.
But with that guys, you are in relationship, not still in talk.
No, they're dicks now.
Yeah. Fantastic guys.
They won't get back to me. I've been trying to get a hold of them to get our old records re-released, and they fucking won't get back to me. It's it's
Ho cercato di
infuriating.
contattarli per ripubblicare i vecchi dischi, ma questi tipi qua non gli rispondono. Cioè,
Sì,
mi
no,
ha
più o
detto,
meno
sono-
le risposte
sono
le
delle
capiamo.
teste di cazzo.
Non riuscirei a relazionarmi così come
Cioè,
voi,
magari
ma...
non vogliono ripubblicare i vecchi dischi.
No, il discorso è che loro vorrebbero ripubblicare i vecchi dischi, hanno cercato di entrare in contatto con questi ragazzi qua della Sub Pop, però sti qua non gli rispondono, quindi no. boh.
And plus, the last good band they had on their roster was the Dwarves.
L'ultima...
So, who gives a shit about Sub Pop Records anymore? I certainly
I
don't.
don't even care, and I'm wearing their shirt.
Ma loro della Sub Pop sostanzialmente non gliene fotte più un cazzo.
Beh, è cambiata molto comunque la Sub Pop, adesso può uscire anche cose hip
Sì,
hop.
sì.
Although I will forever be indebted to them for putting our name on the map and getting us. Oh, they put us in Europe. They got us everywhere. And if it wasn't for our relationship with Sub Pop, I don't think I'd be sitting here in Italy with you. So I appreciate what they did. Don't get me wrong. I just think they're being dicks right now.
I got you.
Yeah,
Dice che-
that's why
Yes, I capito.
this is the meaning of my answer, my question to you.
Right.
I knew that there was something wrong with you, but it's possible to know. Okay,
Right.
Something wrong with the relationship, no?
something wrong. Yeah, sorry.
I just don't think they care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They just don't care. It's on the bottom of their list of shit to do. You know, it's,
Cioè, non gliene frega un
it's
cazzo.
right underneath cleaning the bathroom.
Ce l'hanno nel fondo dell'elenco delle cose da fare. Cioè.
They're not gonna do it.
No, era interessante anche capire come faccio lavorare un po' anche a te. Come a volte fanno dei pezzi, dischi interi di country, a volte invece si buttano.
Ma dici loro?
Sì, a volte hanno partecipato anche a Farm Aid, che è una cosa di prettamente country con Will Nelson e altra gente, e come fanno altri dischi invece più punk rock, più rock and roll veramente.
Yeah, it was like not wondering, but considering the fact that you sometimes dip into country stuff and take part in stuff such as Farm Aid, and then maybe in other records you put a more punk and rock and roll approach. Just considering what if you got anything to say about this?
Quali sono poi le loro radici? Cioè,
Where would your roots be, in both or more in one side or the other, or
Well, I feel like at our heart we're a rock and roll band.
nel cuore sono
But we dive into country music pretty fucking convincingly because we all grew up around it, and growing up in America, anywhere pretty much, you're going to hear country music.
It's part of your culture, basically.
Yeah, and especially growing up in southern Arizona where I grew up, it was coming out of every pickup truck you ever heard. And I hated it, or I thought I hated it, until I started listening to so much rock and roll. I eventually got around to listening to Hank Williams.
And you also eventually realize that there is some country also in rock and roll, that the two things are not
You see
They're
the
so
connection in the
different.
songs.
They're exactly the same
They're exactly
thing.
the same thing. It just takes you getting a little older to see that.
Yeah, you
Right.
kind of like open your eyes a little more and consider more influence.
And that's why that's why I wanted to do Must Have Been High, and what was it, 97 or whatever it was whenever that came out. Because
Must Have Been High.
I wanted to show people that it's the same thing. Rock
Sì,
and country are the
dice,
same thing.
sostanzialmente dice loro nel cuore sono una banda di rock and roll, però comunque quando si tuffano nel country riescono a farlo molto bene perché sostanzialmente fa parte della loro cultura.
Sì.
Cioè nel senso che sono cresciuti nel
Sud
Southern
Arizona,
Arizona, quindi era una roba che sentivano quotidianamente.
Certo.
Magari al tempo la odiavano e gli cassava pure il cazzo. Poi magari crescendo si sono anche resi conto che le due cose non erano poi così distanti, che
Certo,
sostanzialmente erano le stesse cose, dice proprio per quello che abbiamo fatto Must Have Been High, per dimostrare che sostanzialmente le due cose non sono poi così diverse.
E il fatto che hanno fatto un disco intero di country e nelle loro idee di farne degli altri, o è proprio una cosa a sé stante e non ne faranno mai più?
Considering that you actually did a whole record,
Io ho chiesto
a
a lui,
country
ti
record,
voglio tagliare.
do you think it's going to happen again, or was it just a spot experience, like just one thing? I mean, you did it that time and then you're going to carry on rocking and rolling.
No, actually, our last record that we just put out a couple years ago was a country record.
Cioè, l'ultimo che hanno appena fatto è di nuovo
Solo
un disco
country?
sì, sì.
Ah, scusa, non ho ancora sentito.
He's apologizing because you didn't listen.
It's Holding the Bag. It's a great record.
Old in a bag.
Holding the Bag, yeah.
Cioè,
Sì, è
l'ultimo
uscito
disco che hanno fatto un paio d'anni fa
un paio
dice
d'anni
che
fa, deve essere.
sostanzialmente è un altro disco completamente country.
Yeah, and we just kind of finished all the touring for that record because I got the cancer, and it put everything on hold for a little while, and then we went out and toured for the record after it came out. Like a year after it had come out, we finally got to tour for it. So now we're back to being a rock band again and making up new songs for our next record.
Sì, quindi praticamente hanno finito il tour relativo a quel disco lì, l'hanno fatto un anno dopo perché nel frattempo lui ha avuto un brutto male, che evidentemente ha risolto bene. Adesso stanno tornando a fare rock and roller, stanno lavorando a rock and roll ed eccoli qua.
Ci aspettiamo qualcosa di country anche se...
Should we expect some country tonight or?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely no. Okay.
But know that we are capable of it as your mind is being blown by how amazing we are as just a rock band.
Cioè, lo sanno fare, però noi siamo una band rock.
Sì, ovvio.
I've got a question, mind question. You crossed a lot of era, a lot of ages in rock and roll and stuff like that. What's your idea of music market right now with social media, Spotify, stuff like that? What's your relationship with social media and how you work for being a band? Being a band now, it's not.
Do you use it?
Do you use it?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, you have to accept that people are not going to buy your records anymore.
Yep.
They're just an advertisement for the live show. And the live show is really the only commodity we have left that you can't take away from us. There's no other way to experience the roller coaster than to get on the roller coaster. You know, you can see a video of somebody on a roller coaster on YouTube,
But
and
you're not
until
on the
you've
fucking
been
roller
on
coaster.
it,
Yeah.
it's not the same. So seeing, all these people holding up their phones for the shows, and it's all over online, and you hope for the best. There's nothing you can do to control it.
Yeah, but what really hits me is when you go to gigs.
Yeah.
You see all these, 20 years old, 22 years old, and they're
Right.
watching the fucking gig through the phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
they
like,
gotta
hey,
prove that they were
wow,
there. Right,
fucking
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Fucking
Well, from the
drop
era
fucking
we're all
phone,
from,
like-
I think it's more difficult for us to, accept it as the fact that that's, kids that grow up with it, they don't know, like,
They don't know
the
any
90s,
other way.
They don't know
know
major
any other
label
way.
deals, they don't know managers' limits, they don't know all that stuff. So it's just like, that's how you do it. So when you're a band that's been around as long as us, you need to embrace it because it's part of what keeps you alive out here. It's,
Well, obviously, I mean, it's
you
the
have
way
to
you
embrace it.
communicate.
Yeah.
You gotta communicate.
Yeah.
So
And
Right.
it's you're always astounded as like how many people are checking in on it. I mean,
Però
you used to have to send a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Dice, praticamente lo usano, cioè è una cosa con la quale non puoi
voglio
evitare
dire,
di non
io-
notare.
per noi anziani è triste sta cosa. però.
He just wanted to say that for us old people, it's a little sad maybe.
Yeah, it's a little sad, but how
It's sad,
awesome
not a
is
little
it
sad, it's very
that
sad
you
for me.
have all the music that you want to hear right in your fucking phone?
Sì, ma infatti dice, ok, è triste, però nello stesso tempo che sballo è avere tutta la musica che vuoi sentire nel telefonino
Io
e
sono ancora uno
portartela
per il
dietro.
vinile, però.
It depends on how you want to look at it. You can be like, I liked riding a bicycle better than I liked riding a motorcycle. I like taking a train better than I liked flying. I mean, things advance, and you have no choice
No,
but.
but I'm
to go
more
with it,
on this kind of side. There are certain ways in which technology is used that tend too much on the technology side. A sensible approach to technology makes perfect sense as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, when you see youngsters watching a gig through the telephone, you say, "Fucking hell, enjoy the gig, don't watch it."
Yeah,
through the
it's
phone."
Yeah, but
easier
that's
for
bigger.
you.
That's bigger than all of us.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna
gotta
do anything about it. That's
You know,
just the
it's
way
not
it
gonna
works.
stop
so.
us from coming out here and playing shows.
I think that it's easier for you to be known by the youngest generation now.
Signor Di
Because
Spiegoni or like,
it's easy.
Any exposure is good
The
exposure.
young people don't give a shit about what we're doing.
Tanto poi
They do not care about rock and roll. They don't want to hear a new rock band. They don't want to hear an old rock band, which is what we are. They just
Adesso registriamo.
what we do is for you guys now.
Yeah, I think so. I
It's
think
for
Sometimes I have
40
the
and
impression that they
up,
don't
you
even,
know?
what they are really interested in is in, okay, there's an event and I'm there and I can fucking prove it. because there's a video or a photo or whatever.
Well, it's a
So,
documentation.
notwithstanding what the event is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, it's more important to be there.
Yeah, then whatever there is.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree that it's very self-serving. That I totally get. You know, it's for them to document their experience or whatever. But you know, if you're part of the experience.
Oh yeah, well, for fucking hell. I mean, I'm not criticizing the fact that.
Oh, I don't
play in a band,
I
so
don't
I
like
can
somebody
definitely see
doing
play.
this the whole show. I think it sucks, especially when the light's on. It makes me
Oh,
mad.
when that fucking
But,
light's
you know,
on, it
what
makes
can
you
do?
want to fucking kill
In May, I
them.
went to see Radiohead, and I mean, there was 54 fucking thousand people. And I remember when you used to put up the lighter, you know.
Right.
And I was rather in the back because I couldn't reach the fucking front. I was too fucking lazy. And I mean, all I could see is a sea of fucking telephones. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Wow, things have changed.
Things have changed.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
it's
and that's
changed.
definitely what big arena shows have become. They've become exactly that. Sporting games have become that. I mean, it's, you know, you walk around on the sidewalk on that.
You realize it. That's
Yeah.
much-
The problem is they put a camera in these things. If had they not have done
Right.
that,
Questo mi è sfuggito.
Qua abbiamo-
Questo mi è sfuggito.
No, dice, il problema è che ha messo una fotocamera nel telefonino. Cioè, è un fottuto telefono. Eh?
A me piace filmare perché poi me li riguardo.
No, but you
No,
know,
io no.
there's
No,
a
io quando
funny-
sono
there's a
lì mi
funny
vedo,
thing
cioè-
is
Sì,
now
ma-
Sentito,
sento-
poi io li riguardo.
No, no, ma
there's
Massimo,
a lot
poi
of
per
clubs,
carità, adesso sono
electronic
considerazioni
clubs
che si
in,
fanno, poi.
along Europe, especially in Berlin.
Trying
At
to
night,
ban the-
yeah, they are trying to ban the telephone
isn't there a
during.
band that did that a while ago though, or something happened where you couldn't bring an iPhone into the? You'd have to sneak one.
No,
in. I think
but-
Guns N' Roses tried to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's an electronic club in Berlin called Berghain. It's pretty hyped and famous. But if you are using your cellular phone for filming the DJs that are playing, the bodyguards came to you and shut down.
Sounds,
your
but
telephone.
that sounds to me more like a copyright protection than a gimmick aimed at stopping a certain
it's
approach.
always
Well, do they-
it's
do
always
they ask
a
you to
tiny
just-
border.
Yeah, there's always
Yeah.
a thin line. You're always
It's-
walking a thin line, yeah.
It sounds like to me it's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, but it's a lot of hype because it's not so real. I think that if a DJ are
Trying to
playing
stop somebody
stuff,
from using their phone. Oh my god, what a job.
No, plus, I mean, I don't even know if it actually does make sense. You know, what you're gonna do? I mean, this is the way things work now.
Right.
You can't just fucking
It's
rewind the
like
tape and
stopping
go back to
people
the
from
fucking
going to the
70s.
bathroom. You know, it's like
It's sad that
Not
using a
gonna
telephone, it's like it's so important as going to the bathroom. But then again, what are you gonna do?
Ormai ci sono il discorso del telefono.
Okay. Rewind. Let's move on an interview. Let's move on.
That's funny.
Dai, tirate fuori le domande.
Non è facile, anche perché ovviamente non è un'intervista, quindi non è che puoi dire più di tanto. Se ci sono magari degli album che ascoltavano da giovane e continuano ad ascoltare ancora adesso.
Are there some records of your younger age that are keep on listening now? Something that's a little inspiration or something that you like it 20 years ago and
You're still
today
like
on
now,
your
and
van
you
you're
still
sitting on
listen
your
to-
van.
yeah, there's a lot of music I love from 20 years ago that I listen to all the time. Cheap Trick, ZZ Top, old Van Halen, the Ramones,
Before Jump, I
AC/DC.
would imagine.
Yeah, you know, right before then, right before it got shitty.
Yeah.
That's when we stopped listening.
Right.
Una domanda non musicale.
But that record still had a couple really good songs on
True.
it.
True.
Everything,
But
the problem is
everything
that-
with David Lee Roth and the first 5 records or whatever.
Sì, vogliamo
The problem is that all you hear from
Volevo
that record now
sapere,
is Jump.
vabbè,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only song you
Yeah.
hear around.
a proposito
Well,
di
here in Italy, I don't know when
quello
you're
che
saying.
sta succedendo adesso nello sport americano, se trovano che sia una cosa incisiva o sia una cosa di facciata degli sportivi e se gli interessa qualcosa di sport e se hanno una squadra preferita di football.
Luca would like to know what's your idea about the Trump administration? And,
No idea.
And if you think that the things that are happening in sports right now in the US is important to to show what is against Trump, and if you have a favorite football team.
I don't know what's going on with much back home. I've heard about the sports thing. I don't know what's about. But the Trump thing's a fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, Trump is
It's terrible.
the worst. Although I do think, in the end, it's going to be a good thing because it's going to make people realize what really is important, and not some, backlash against, we just had a black president. We got to get some asshole in there now to.
It's like a vaccination.
Yeah, exactly.
You hope people look at it like a big fucking mistake.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what we
it's a
voted, this is what
horrible.
we get.
It's a horrible mistake.
But I don't know if you know, but we had a small Trump, for 20 years. So this is the first time that you are one step forward. Okay.
Right.
We had 20 years of Berlusconi, but it's so similar to Trump.
Oh,
now
right,
it's
yeah.
coming back. So
Maybe
we know.
maybe for certain aspects even worse.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just an awful thing.
Yeah.
But as far as a football team, like an American football team,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, like I'm a devout Seattle Seahawks fan,
Alla barra si
and
incazza.
being in Europe for the start of football season is a real drag.
It's complicated.
It comes on at like 10 at night or 12 a.m. and can only listen to it. It's so frustrating.
Domanda di sport ci sta.
Okay. It was a due question. Sport question.
Se sono arrivati quando Grant stava nascendo.
Soprattutto l'impatto dall'Arizona a
Okay.
He was wondering what was it like to get from Arizona to Seattle, while was it when this so-called the so-called grunge movement was coming out, or were you there while it was coming up and it still hadn't the name, and what was it like for you guys to be there and see it happen? Like,
Yeah, it's for me. I compare it to that scene in The Wizard of Oz, where everything's in black and white, and then they go up in the tornado and they land in Oz and they open the door and everything's in color.
è un po' come quella scena del Mago di Oz, quando tutto è in bianco e nero, poi arrivano nel tornado e atterrano e tutto a colori. Quindi direi una figata.
una figata.
So it was awesome.
Yeah, but we didn't expect it. We thought we would go up there and be the best band Seattle had ever seen. We didn't have any idea that there was all these other bands already started. Mudhoney, Nirvana, Soundgarden, all these bands and there was like this sort of heavy metal scene there. It was like a huge music scene going on there when we got there.
Cioè loro si aspettavano di arrivare lì e dire alle siamo qua, e invece c'era una scena musicale pazzesca con tutti questi Madonna piuttosto che tutti i nomi che ha fatto, e ho detto benissimo, che ballo, però nello stesso tempo sono rimasti un attimino scossi.
Che poi in realtà
We realized we had a lot of work to do immediately.
Mi sono subito resi conto che dovevano farsi un po' il culo.
Oh man, we moved to the wrong town.
Yeah, we should have. There's a lot of competition here.
Mica c'è una concorrenza della Madonna.
Erano tempi di grande concorrenza.
che poi in realtà il grunge non è mai esistito, cioè nel senso i gruppi erano talmente diversi, da Nirvana a loro, ai Madonna, cioè nel senso non è mai esistito una scena, cioè, la scena magari era la stessa, però musicalmente erano gruppi completamente diversi.
They say, but as far as grunge is concerned, he was considering that as far as, okay, it was a musical scene, but as far as the music goes, there was no such a thing as grunge, because they were all very different at the end of the game. They would all play, they all had personal styles, and it's not as in they were all doing the same thing. It was different.
Yeah,
it was just the name of a scene.
We got there in 1989, and nobody had called it grunge yet.
Yep.
Maybe 91 or 92, somebody started calling it grunge. I can't remember when, but it made sense. I mean, it was kind of a dirgy sort of grungy music. We didn't play it.
It was one of the first things drove by media.
L'hai seguito?
I can
No,
remember
non ho capito cosa.
in Italy.
Dice che loro sono
we
arrivati
are
nell'89,
pretty far,
meno
but
male.
I was younger,
Nessuno
and
parlava di
you
grunge. Verso il
saw
91,
that
92
something
hanno cominciato
was
a parlare di
happening,
grunge.
to
Però
a place far from you.
aveva senso perché
But
comunque c'era un
It was
feel generale
only
di
things of
ruvidità,
media.
Sì, però in
Grunge
realtà-
was only media.
Sai, se poi se ci
Was
pensi un po'.
fashion, newspapers, and
Sì,
stuff like
però se
that.
ci pensi i gruppi erano
We
talmente
know
diversi,
now,
alla fine, no?
after
Comunque,
years,
uno più metal, l'altro
here in
più
Italy we
Sì,
discovered
comunque
there
lui
was
considera
something
che tutto
different.
sommato avesse senso perché
There
aveva
were
un
no
feel generale la
internet,
musica che
nothing,
era
or
comune.
you were
Forse è stato
involved
forse
in
una
music,
scena.
Infatti che sono
or
tipo
if you were like me,
Per-
a young
Banale
teenager,
che sia come
everything was
domanda.
grunge. But it was one
Mi
of the
chiedi se
first things
conosce
that
qualche
I
gruppo
can remember,
italiano, magari quelli
even by
hardcore
media.
degli anni 80,
It was
che
Right.
not
America.
so nice. I think that was important for us. I think that all we grew up with this kind of thing. That we start to. I think that now what I think that is missing now, especially the young teenagers, they are not able to choose what they don't like. It's hard thing to explain, especially in English. But I think that the like generation,
Non sono in grado di scegliere cosa non
Facebook
mi piace.
and stuff like that is putting all
Bella
the things
questa
like. They are not able to say I don't like. When we were kids, we were Metallica, or maybe we are Bob Marley. We were Bob Marley, or maybe we were Nirvana.
Or maybe both.
Maybe both. But we were able to choose which side. The Facebook generation is too much involved to say I like. There is no dislike.
Yeah, there needs to be a boo button.
Yeah.
A no thank you.
And
Yeah, dislike,
this thing
yeah.
is bad.
Well, Nicky Helicopter was saying that last time, well, not last time we saw him, but a few times ago, that you know, he got on Facebook and he got off of it because everybody wants him to like something, and he's like, I don't want to do it, so I got off. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about, is everybody feels inclined
Yeah.
to, it's like, I'm going to be polite and like this thing that I'm not really that into.
Yeah, but I work a lot with young people in skateboarding and surf and stuff like that, especially in skateboarding stuff. And when you are a skateboarder here in Italy, you are always against. To be a skateboarder in life is to be against. There's a lot of young people that are not able to say that I'm not in.
No?
Facebook, I'm not in. The Facebook generation is always like. You have to be part of like. When I was kid, when we were teenager, we were no like. We
Yeah, I know
were
what you're saying.
against everything.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing because when you have a relation with younger people than me, they are not able to say no, I don't like. They always with the grain. We were against the grain, like Bad Religion. Okay? That's fun. That's funny thing because my favorite album of Bad Religion, I grew up with Bad Religion. It's against the grain.
Yeah.
It was against.
But
Now
there's always
people-
that
See,
pop
I can
stimulus.
safely say to you, I don't like Bad Religion.
Yeah.
Then again, you're not a teenager.
I'm cool.
But I feel that in a conversation between teenagers now, there is not I don't like.
Right.
Because they are not able to say I don't like.
It's like they can't
Yeah.
take responsibility for their opinions, you say.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's a little
Sometimes-
sad.
Well, I have a question. I have a personal question. I mean, my question is, what's your take on all these fucking talent shows?
Well,
I was just wondering, like, you know.
I'm entertained by them when I see one on television. I like the early stages when they are doing bad acts better. I don't know, maybe it makes me feel better about what I do. But I am entertained by them. I think it's surprising how few of them, the winners, actually become successful
Or are actually good.
stars. Yeah, I mean because they're not really anything real. A few of them have been, but what, two or three?
I sort of have the impression that these kind of things, rather than help the guys with their creativity, teach them how to stay on the market. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, you got to be on the market. This is the market. You got to be within this frame if you want to sell records.
Right.
But somehow I have the impression that they're putting off the creativity of the young generation rather than enhancing it. If you know what I'm saying. And I was wondering whether you you ever had this consideration or? You know,
Yeah,
just one of those-
my main problem with all the talent shows and all the things that those kind of kids do is I don't identify with anything that they're singing. The songs don't resonate. It's like what happened. I think it happened in the 90s. I think as much as I love Nirvana, I don't listen to them very often anymore. When they come on, I still listen to it, but like there's none of those other grunge bands. I never listened to Pearl Jam. I never listened to Soundgarden, really. I don't
They
even
just don't
listen.
resonate with you.
Yeah, it doesn't stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Like some of that crap from the 80s actually does. And I hated it in the 80s, you know? It was awful, but okay, you hear that song now, you're like, oh, I remember
works.
that. Yeah, that was good. It was kind of all right, you know? It's a weird thing, and then that's what it sounds like to me when I hear these talent show kids. Like they sing these long, meandering songs with no real resonating chorus.
It looks like there's no balls.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I don't know,
There's no blood.
I'm not a big
blood.
listener of
Yeah.
talent shows, but I have this impression that they have no chance to come out with their own thing because they're there, and so they have to come up with what the judges expect that they should come up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
don't
it's all designed to what's going to sell records.
Exactly.
And nobody's buying records anymore, so it's even harder.
So it's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
Catch-22 situation.
And we want to sell air to
voglio
people.
Sì, che c'hanno
How do
voglia
we
di
do that?
cagarci.
Air is free. We don't
Are
have
you
to
talking about like
Oh.
American Idol? You're talking about that kind of?
Well, that kind of shit. I mean,
Yeah, I don't watch
American
TV, so
talent.
I don't
So, I mean, I know there is such a thing. I don't even have a television, so I never
No,
watch
però è
it
molto
a lot.
interessante.
But I mean, it's one of those things that I have the impression is helping to somehow ruin the music scene
Fai qualcosa.
on a world level and on a country level here, there, and everywhere. This is one of my
It's
impressions.
probably a
but-
contributor to the downfall of the general quality of music. But you know, in the country world, there's a lot of great new kind of singer-songwritery guys that are doing really
and
quality
they don't
work.
go through this channel.
They don't go through that channel. No,
They go to live gigs,
Yeah,
and
they just
as it
do
should be.
Yeah, and I feel like in country music there might even be more interesting artists happening now than there are in rock and roll. I know they resonate more with me, but I'm a 50-year-old man, so
They have
you
something
know,
to
that
say.
says something there.
You always want to hear somebody's, have something to say or a theme to play off of. I think the lyrical Miracle Whip has gotten way lost.
Yeah,
You always
There's-
want to seek out
rock
people
bands
who
aren't
sing.
saying anything good anymore. If they're
Yeah.
a cool rock band like that band Judah from here, I like their kind of glam rockiness.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that the way the drums sound and the guitars are super simple, but the words, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Kick the ball, score the goal. Who the fuck gives a shit about that?
Ti stavo dicendo che comunque è importante, sono importanti anche
Quello che si dice.
adesso questa band qua è Giuda che io non conosco.
I Giuda, quelli di Roma.
Quelli di Roma.
Non li conosco. E comunque diceva il
Vabbè,
groove,
cioè,
il groove era
delle
buono e tutto,
gruppi
però
italiani.
cioè i
Non
testi
dicono niente.
non dicono niente.
Ma non vogliono, i Giuda non vogliono dire nulla.
Yeah, he's saying Judah don't want to say anything.
Well, they're not.
Maybe then again this is the
So
part
they've
of the problem.
succeeded.
That's
what
Però
the
questo
problem.
magari, proprio questo, magari questo fa parte del
È
problema.
proprio
And
perché è
I
proprio
appreciate
banale.
them not wanting to say anything because I like songs that are not about anything. But I want the words to
Work.
intrigue me.
I Giuda non sanno
You
l'inglese.
know, it should.
I Giuda non sanno l'inglese.
Ma cosa
Fanno
cantano in inglese o?
Sì, però hanno testi schematici perché non sanno l'inglese. Vuoi
Ah,
dirgli
so
questa cosa
he
qua?
said Judah don't speak English.
Don't speak English.
And so they sing in English, but they can't speak it, so they probably haven't even got a clue
Yeah.
what they're
Right. They need to hire. They need
That's
to
what's
hire
going on.
me.
Hanno bisogno, devono,
Si capisce, eh?
devono
very
lavorare,
simple
devono
and-
lavorare con lui.
Yeah, he just.
Ok?
He was also wondering earlier on, he asked me to ask you whether you know any Italian band of the 80s or any hardcore band you
Raw
would know.
Power was the only.
No power.
To this day, they're the only Italian band that's even made a dent in the world
Yeah.
consciousness. I mean,
We got one more question if you are tired of it. It's my question for In Your Eyes. How is to touring for old life?
I was touring for all my life. I don't know. It's equal parts awesome and horrible. It's probably like any other job that you actually enjoy, because I really enjoy my job.
Okay.
I love getting on stage. I love the guys in the band. Everything is fucking great when we're on stage, but it's the other 24 hours in the day or the 23 hours in the day, you know.
The worst thing and the best thing.
It's just like life.
The worst thing is, where am I going to take a shit? And the best thing is being on stage and having, you know, everybody go woo.
And having a good gig.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for everybody, but you know, if it's there and you can do it, and you want it, you do it. You know, and the little things don't bother you.
Actually,
Like
the worst thing is doing laundry,
And that's actually not that bad.
which we just did.
There is
so.
not a lot of laundry in Italy.
We're
Yeah,
aware of that.
There's not a lot of laundromats, you know. We had to find one.
Yeah, not a lot in Omaha either.
Lasciamo andare?
Se non avete nient'altro. Okay, for
Facciamo una
us-
foto assieme e poi andiamo.
Sì, va bene. For us it is enough, I think.
Yeah.
Fulvio.
I asked Eddie today if he thought that Pearl Jam had to go to a laundromat and do their laundry. He said they did. He didn't think they had to, which I found kind of surprising.
Because in America there's a lot of laundry shop and stuff. In Italy, no?
Yeah, I know.
Well, there's starting to be a few, but there's not as many as you would find in England or in the USA, I guess. I don't know.
But as we're standing there putting our own clothes into a public washing machine, Marty says, "You think Pearl Jam has to do this?" Probably not. I bet they've never had to put together a piece of IKEA furniture either, which is fucking awful.
When's the last time they ordered off a food menu?
Right.
But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of apps that you can order food on your van directly.
It's just our way of having some fun and getting through our
I think that
laundry.
if you are in
Having a
Milano,
laugh.
they can deliver. Okay, can we take a picture with you for
course,
the
yeah.
interview?
Sure, yeah.
Chi è che la fa lì?
Chi è che fa?